like a brother, treat you like a friend, respect you like a lover. Oh, 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 oh.
You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to your boy's channel and also your channel, because I'm here for you guys. But I wanted to go ahead and start this video off fresh and early in the morning because I've been neglecting to record the video that has been necessary. Am I the only person that does like to peek out their window in the morning to see what's going on outside? But yeah, so like I was saying, anyways, I felt like it was necessary for me to pick up this camera and talk to you guys about what you have asked for. I saw one comment, so she's the winner of today's raffle when it comes to what we're going to be talking about in this video, and that is HR. But you're also going to be following me along during the day, throughout the day, because I don't think I'm going anywhere for the most part, and I'm sorry for my face looking crazy, but I literally had just put on clothes for the day. So I'm going to go in the bathroom real quick, go get freshened up for the morning, for the day, brush my teeth, wash my face, do my hair, and then I'm gonna go sit down in my workstation and I'm going to get to work because I'm currently having to work right now. And once I'm doing that, I'll probably talk to you guys a little bit, you know, just giving you guys the rundown. But to give you the rundown right now, this video is gonna really talk about my journey in my program so far, because I've just now finished, well, I'm on my last week of my first set of courses. So I've been taking in my HRM program, sorry y'all. So this is about HR, okay? Let's start there. But this video is about HR, working in HR, getting a feel of what I'm learning in my master's program so far, because I'm honestly loving what I'm learning in my master's program at USC, University of Southern California. And it's an online program, so I'm still on the East Coast, but it doesn't matter because I will be visiting the West Coast while I'm in this program. So, is that a bug? I thought it was. But yeah, so like I was saying, this program, I've been loving it so far because it's just so eye-opening and it's something that actually interests me. So that's my first piece of advice for you guys. If you're not really a people person, you think that HR is really just like an administrative role, I would say steer left and get the Hello Kitty up out of here when it comes to that, because pretty much HR is moving into a role where you're about to be people-centric. You're about to be a part of the strategy that goes into making any company that you're with better, building on the culture that the organization has. It's a lot of things that are now being passed off to the HR department, and I'm super happy about it because I am people oriented. I got my undergrad degree in psychology, developmental psychology, and ever since I started, because I started off, just to give you a little background, I started off in my program. Actually, I kind of want to start my process, anywho, but yeah, I started off my undergrad with a degree in nursing. Like I was majoring in nursing because I wanted to be a psych nurse. But throughout the course, I'm like, okay, chemistry is not for me. Like they really tried to take me out with organic chemistry. And then I found out after I got a D in the lab of my organic chemistry. I never failed the course, but technically I couldn't go to the next course of chemistry because I got a D in labs and a high C in the full course itself. I wasn't supposed to be an organic. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's just a little transparency for you guys. But, and I want to kind of cut on my PS5 too, so it can update whatever it needs to update. I'm the only person that does that. Anyways, ADHD. Yeah. So, like I was saying, I'm gonna sit down for a second and talk to y'all before I go in the bathroom and get brushed up and whatnot. Okay, so like I was saying really quick, I really just couldn't do that chemistry course. I was supposed to be in like a normal chemistry course during that, but I feel like that swayed me in the direction that I was supposed to go, which was just studying psychology in general. And what I was planning to do was study psychology in undergrad and then go for my MA in my master's. But life changes, you go with the flow. And yeah, I just realized that nursing just really wasn't for me, especially after talking to a lot of people, excuse me, after talking to a lot of people in my, at my undergrad that were doing nursing, and they're just talking about how stressed they are. And then that was like my first piece to say, okay, no, I shouldn't do nursing, but Moving forward, I ended up graduating with my degree in psychology, like I said, developmental psychology. And I graduated in 2020. And right outside of my undergrad degree, I decided to, for some reason, go work in HR. Because I was just like, HR seems like a people, it says human in it, hell. So I started doing research on HR and realizing that, I'm feeling inclined to go into the HR field and really just try to bring about change. Because at the time when I first got into HR, I was really passionate about bringing change to my undergrad. Just nothing like major. I was already at like a new university that was kind of established in 2010, and it was in my hometown for the most part. So I ended up going there, doing that, getting into HR at my undergrad during my senior year of college, and then I stayed there after I graduated with my bachelor's, and honestly just loved my team. It was literally a team of 4, including me. So it was my big boss, my direct manager, and then my other girl that was in payroll, who I loved as well, and it was me. So it was 4 of us at this in this department for payroll and benefits. And then there was a whole nother district for the HR that was like next to our whole little nook office. But of course, all of HR is really linked in together. So we're all talking, collaborating, doing whatever needs to be done. But for the most part, it was just me in my payroll and benefits department. So I wasn't even inside like the diversity inclusion department or anything of that nature. I was really just trying to get my foot into HR, and ended up helping out with like the benefits portion, like helping set up presentations and things of that nature. And if you guys want to know more about like what I was doing, it was really not much that I was doing because I was only a clerical assistant at the time. So you guys can definitely go take a look at the my previous videos. I have like multiple HR videos of me working in that setting. So that was from a couple years ago. So now we're just really trying to up the ante, you know what I'm saying? But so far, and let me actually pull up. Oh, I shut down my computer last night. Great. So let me just pull up my courses that I've taken this semester. I already know my first 2 that I'm taking right now that I'm about to finish out. And that is, so it's organizational culture and strategy. I'm like legit. Okay, here you go. So that one is 505. So the one that I'm talking about is, organizational culture and employee outcomes. So this is really just focusing on, of course, culture and then the employee outcomes and how to get them to work as their best selves, and really be catering to them as the employee, realizing that it's not only about the organization's mission, but also the organization's mission that coincides with the values and the practices that coincide with those values of the employees. You know what I'm saying? And just making sure you have the right employees in your company that are motivated and actually believe in the mission. Because if you don't, it's not going to really be a mission that's going to get, you're not going to really reap the benefits of a successful company if you don't have the legging that helps you build it to being that great company. Because you can't be a great company with bad employees. It's just, it doesn't equate. It doesn't make sense. But I love this course. Love my professor. She's awesome. But let's see, the other course that I'm taking is actually human resource strategy. So these are just like strategies on how to overcome obstacles, how to really learn to pinpoint the the issues that may reside within an organization. Let's see. So that one is so, like I was saying, that one is like, that one's interesting as well. My professor in that one, he's kind of just giving us a lot of his story and just really telling us about what he's done in the industry of HR, basically, and how he is really just pushing for HR to step out of that admin role. So it's really not about just being, you know, HR's admin, so it's only doing documentation, I-9, onboarding documentations and things of that nature, benefits. Like all of those things, of course, are going to be a part of HR, but we all have to realize as HR professionals that a lot of these things that we do administratively will not be a part of our job in the future, being that we have AI and all this technology that's going to be able to really work itself. So it's really just establishing ourselves as necessary in HR as people, and not just being HR fully run by an artificial intelligence. Like that would make no sense, because first of all, you need a person that knows people in HR. So I'm actually excited about that piece. I'm not afraid of like, oh my God, my job's at risk or anything like that. When it comes to AI being incorporated into the HR processes, I would say it's enabling us to focus on what I think is most important when it comes to HR. And that is focusing on the people, focusing on the strategy, focusing on that culture, focusing on the employees that make up this culture and the climate that they're having to exist in within an organization, because that's something that I'm passionate about, because I've worked at a couple different places. Okay. So I know I've had my fair share of toxic environments, great environments, in between environments where it was like, I have a great CEO, but then my leader right above me is just throwing me all the way off. Like I'm learning a lot about those situations where you can use different models that are going to be used to extract data from your organization. Is really putting a lot of things that are qualitative and making something out of the data that you're getting. So that's what I'm really learning from the overall master's program. And mind y'all, I'm only two courses into this program, and I think I have like 8 more to go. Yeah, I think I have like 8 more to go. I'm so excited that this is going to be a year-long program for a master's degree. Yo, this is crazy. And at USC, yeah, I really feel like I'm winning. So if you guys are interested in actually doing, you know, a master's program, especially at USC, let me know, and I can keep these kind of videos coming. So like each segment that I'm taking like 2 different set of courses, because the courses are 7 weeks long. So every 7 weeks I'm taking 2 more courses. And I ain't gonna lie, it's it's a journey, because it's so much work. So technically I'm really writing 3-page papers for 2 set of courses every week. So that's basically a 6-page paper every week. That's not including the discussion post that has to be like 500 words minimum, and that's for both courses. And then after you do your lecture for the week, because you have 1 lecture per class each week, so that's 2 lectures in a week, that you also have to do participation, like a participation post, which is really just, which is just going over what you feel like you've taken away from the lecture that week, and also putting down what you will want to learn more about in those participation posts, so that way the professor can know to bring in different topics into the course for the next week's lecture. And then, oh, I missed it, for those discussion posts that have to be like 500 words, like they got to be long, because you're answering questions that it's like probing questions that you have to answer for the professor before the course, before the lectures. And then after everybody posts, you have until the end of the week to respond to 2 of your peers to figure out or just read their discussion posts, get an understanding of what they're thinking, how to answer their question. And we're just really having communication. It's really just a communication type thing. But with all of those things combined, it's a little hectic. It can get hectic, especially working a full-time job. So I'm working full-time, 8 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Next thing you know, after that, I'm getting out of work, going straight into my studies. The articles I'm having to read, probably like, how many articles? And sometimes chapters of books. I would say on average each week for both classes combined, I'm reading probably 10 articles, 3 chapters. 10 articles and 3 chapters. And then you have to watch multimedias, so it's like different TED Talks or something. But when I tell y'all that may sound scary, it's really not as bad as you think it is. Because if you're interested in this role, or you're interested in HR and you want to grow in this role and actually be the difference that is made, that I think is made in society overall, I definitely recommend you getting into a master's program. It doesn't have to be a USC. I know USC probably is expensive as hell. It's expensive as hell for me, but I feel like it's worth it just because at my university, of course, you guys know, the networking is there. And I didn't even talk about the most important piece of, did I just get a message? Okay. Anyway, sorry. Trying to make sure we're good over here. And it looks like we are, but yes. So with that being said, this is the biggest piece that I love also about, the second biggest piece, because of course I'm passionate about this. So that's my first big piece. But the second big piece is always good for everybody, is that the money is there, the growth is there, the longevity is there. So with a master's in HRM, you're making anywhere, I would say, especially for my school, nothing less than $120K minimum. And that's going to be happening for me within a year. So that's going to be what I need. What I need specifically, it does cost a little buck to go to the university, but I'm going to definitely look into places that are going to reimburse me for my tuition. And hopefully my current company where I'm working right now, I'm trying to get into the HR department, not as an HR manager yet, but just getting into it so that way I can go ahead and have my foot in the door here at HR. But I'm willing to be patient here doing the role that I have, because I'm still making good money here in this role. And I still work from home. I'm in my workstation right now. Pretty much the overall gist of everything. Okay, y'all, I am back, and I had a good little conversation with my work bestie, and yeah, so that's what we were just doing. So I'm sorry that didn't take any time for y'all, but it took a little time for me. So I decided to go ahead and brush my teeth and also get my hair done. Looks much better. And then I also went and got me some coffee. I made I have a homemade Keurig thanks to Brandon. I already had a Keurig, but let me show y'all the tea. So I had a Keurig, it was like the normal little black one, and you put the pods in, but he ended up gifting me this one. This one right here, it's touchscreen, and I think this thing is like worth $600 something or $600, but I love this thing. It is the best, and yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys and just give my thanks to Brandon. He's awesome. So back to business, because this video is already getting a little bit long and I don't want to keep y'all in here too long. But this one might not even be like a go through the video work day with me. I thought about that. This is just going to be strictly HR really quick, and I'm going to go ahead and finish out talking about my courses. So the next course that I will be starting, not next week, but the week after that, which is on March 4th. The first one is going to be Leadership in Human Resources, which I am super excited about. Like, yes, all of the things. So Leadership in Human Resources. And the other course is going to be, whenever it loads, it is going to be Talent Management. So those are things that I feel like I've already dabbled in for the most part, with some experience that I had. And I don't even think I finished telling you guys my journey of HR and where I've gone since my undergrad years. But I definitely had to do talent management and also leadership. my title after my, so you know what, I'm gonna give y'all that rundown because I don't know anything about these courses anyways yet. So go ahead and jump back into like my overview of where I came from as well in the HR experience sector. So basically, after my undergrad job, after I joined there as the clerical assistant in the benefits department, helping out the benefits manager, I ended up moving over into an HR coordinator role over at a nonprofit healthcare clinic that had like 5 centers, but I loved them. They were awesome. I actually missed them a lot, and my manager from there. So what I did there, I went way more in depth, and I don't think I even made a video of me working there, which would have made more sense because I had some people that were on my old videos like, you don't do anything, you're giving a false representation of what, you know, HR consists of and what we do in this role. And I was like, okay, let's calm it down. My title is clerical assistant. But I should have definitely given y'all a little bit more of an update on the career that came after that. But I think life got so hectic. That was like during COVID. I literally graduated at the beginning of COVID. So not the beginning. I had to do a couple semesters online because I was in person, and everything switched to online like that next semester. Excuse me. But yeah, so I ended up graduating during COVID, unfortunate. Didn't even get to walk across stage. December 2020. Anywho, so I went to this company, was a HR coordinator, where the manager that I initially started with there hired me, and she was only there for 2 weeks. It was only me and her in this department. So she ended up quitting her job. Literally, it was either 2 or 3 weeks after I started. So she taught me a couple things, and then honestly just left me high and dry right there in the wind of, yeah, all the chaos. So I think there was about 200 employees or something. So it wasn't too bad to manage, but it really taught me a lot about my leadership skills, knowing how to direct people to the right places. It really gave me my ins and outs of that organization. And by the time the new manager that came in, who I love to this day, she was almost like a mother to me. She was awesome. Still tries to reach out and is the sweetest person ever. Love her. So yeah, aside from that, I did a lot of the onboarding of all the new employees. I did recruiting, so I was sourcing for new hires, whether that was medical assistants, nurses, front desk receptionists, and things of that nature. And really just doing the documentations of getting them through the hiring process, and then also managing them through the life cycle. And I also was the manager of the benefits department because I honed in all of that. I actually did the implementation of new benefits, which was crucial. Okay, that was something I had never done before, didn't have any experience, but I ended up knocking it out, helping. So I was assisting my new CFO, or not CFO, oh God, CPO, Chief Personnel Officer, who is the manager that I'm speaking of, and she got us switched over to Aetna. We were with who before? I think we were at Blue Cross Blue Shield before, and then we switched to Aetna. And we had to go through that whole implementation process, and really just getting a lot of information from every employee on what they wanted their benefits to be. I had to literally input everything for the first time manually. So that was a challenge, but we got through it. And then I was even doing auditing type of documentations, making sure that I-9s were up to date, making sure we had the proper signage of some form. I can't recall what it was at this point, but making sure everybody signed that. So going around the company, really making sure the people that weren't taking care of it through the email, I had to go to them in person and really just take care of them. So it was a lot of stuff that I was taking on at that next level after my after my undergrad career that I was doing at my undergrad or my alma mater. So that was something. And yeah, so that's where I felt like, yeah, HR is definitely a spot that I want to be in, but I was not getting paid a lot there. And it was unfortunate because it was a nonprofit organization. So I ended up needing more money because the bills after COVID it went up tremendously. So just to give you guys an example, I don't know if anybody else had to deal with this, but my 1-bedroom apartment that I was staying in at the time, that was behind my old university, it was, when I moved in, $975 a month. And this is in Georgia, okay? $975 a month. After that COVID situation happened, a year after, my rent went from $975 to $1,500. That's what they were trying to get me to pay. I had to literally move out because I was not about to pay $1,500, and they didn't come in and upgrade anything. They were literally just going based off of the market, and because this is what the competitors are doing. I swear to God, this country, vultures. Anywho, so we're not gonna get into that, okay? Because we could open a can of worms if we want to open a can of worms, but we'll save that for another video. But literally, they really did me wrong, so I had to literally move because nothing was showing the same prices as $975 of what I was accustomed to. And this was only a 600 square foot apartment, so 627 square feet. And you're trying to go to 1,500, didn't renovate nothing in my apartment. I still got carpet in this thing. Anyways, whew, okay. But yeah, so I ended up looking for a new job. I ended up getting a work from home role, which was very helpful because for that nonprofit HR coordinator role, I was driving, I would say in the morning it was a 45-minute drive from where I lived. And then in the afternoon or in the evening when I was getting off work, it was an hour and 30-minute drive with traffic. And I was exhausted. Like, I'm working hella hard at the job and then driving an hour and a half to get home just to go eat, just to sleep, to do it all over again all week. I felt like there was no good work-life balance in that. And that's something that I also want to work on anywhere that I am. As an HR professional, I'm definitely going to work on making sure everybody has work-life balance, the managers, the employees, anybody involved, okay? That's something that just needs to be necessary, and I feel like other countries just have it so put together. But then America is so financially driven that we don't realize that we're working majority of our lives away, and it's like, okay, for what? Anywho. Oh, I'm gonna be saying anywho a lot, because geez. Sheesh. So yeah, ended up getting a recruiting role, working as a nurse recruiter, just strictly recruiting from home. That job, I stayed there a year, didn't like the culture. The environment was very toxic. They would blame the recruiters for issues that were outside of our control. And I'm just like, you're not building a very good workforce over here. And I can see that this company is going to crash and burn. I just know it from having the insight because I'm someone that unites with my team members, and I make sure that we're all taking care of each other. We're supporting each other, making sure our mental health is put first. So that's my number one goal wherever I'm at, whatever my role is. I still have my HR mindset. So I ended up leaving that company. A lot of people left after me as well, before me a little bit, and they were firing people for not good reasons. It was, honestly, I feel like it should be against the law to fire people without just cause, and it's like at-will states are just oblivious to the point that these are people's livelihoods that we're dealing with. So Georgia is an at-will state, so you can get fired for any reason. And I just think that's really, 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 really sick to me. So it's like, if the work ethic is not the problem and you're just firing them just because there's like a personality misconnect, that's kind of messed up. You know, somebody's going against the culture practices, being rude, doing things that just aren't necessary. Okay, I understand. You have more of a basis to fire somebody. But just strictly firing them because they're not a personality fit for you as the manager, and you don't like that they give you a challenge to make you feel as though you need to think before you start reprimanding people, or on processes that are just not it. The strategy of the company was just not put together. So to this day, that company is crashing and burning. They have had 3 layoffs, unfortunately, to the people, not to the company. The company is keeping those high people, the people that are in high roles, executive roles with their good paychecks, but then they're laying the people off to make their financial goals. That's not how you make a financial goal. Laying people off, no. It's sick. So, anywho, the next point that I was going to make on that was I ended up moving to the company that I'm at now, which is another staffing agency, but I'm not a recruiter. I said, I'm done with recruiting. That's a savage's lane, okay? Recruiting in like staffing agencies is intense, like the metrics, all of the requirements, it's heavy. I mean, there is a lot that you can reap, a lot of benefits that you can reap from being in this role because the money is there, especially in the locums division that I'm in. You're literally going to be making money. But anywho, so that's that, and I'm a locums assistant now. So I'm a recruiter assistant, so I'm assisting recruiters in building their book and things of that nature. Sorry, I just peeped that on the camera. I hear it's just like, anywho. Yeah, so bite break. I'm hungry. But yeah, this is where I'm currently at now, working from home again. And I absolutely love this company. I feel like there are some changes that of course can be made, but I feel like it's things that if leadership is open to being receptive to, these changes can be made for the better. It can actually better our company even more than what it already is. But aside from that, that's where I'm at right now. So like I said, I'm doing my full-time courses, I'm doing my full-time schooling, and it's a lot to manage, especially trying to hold on to that piece of like getting with your friends, having personal time. So I'm really just trying to grind really hard during the week, and then during the weekends I'm trying to just take a little bit of a break, go hang out with my friends and do what I can, play the game if I can. Just, you know, that's one thing that I really want to push to you guys. If you are inundated with a bunch of work and schooling that you're doing, do what you can to make sure you have personal time to recoup and get your energy back, because it is so important. And I don't want you guys hurting yourselves, because I know this program isn't as intense as like a PhD program where I'm having to learn about being a physician of some sort or a CAA or a nurse practitioner. But you know, every course, every master's program is going to drain you in a sense. So you guys just be safe with that and just really take care of yourselves and lean on support when you can, okay? But aside from that, that's pretty much the overall gist of everything that I want to talk to you guys about so far. So if there were any topics or any courses that you want me to dive into from this point, let me know. I definitely will go ahead and get that next video curated so you guys can get a little bit more in-depth insight into kind of the things that I'm learning, the things that I found most important that I love from these courses. I'm not going to go in depth and teach you the whole course, but just my takeaways that I think are very, very probably necessary for you guys to take on as HR professionals, as for yourselves. If you're just working your way up without going through schooling, you're just going to work through. That's definitely a route you can take as well. Get your foot in that door if you haven't already, and if you want to, you're a people person, go for it. So, yep, that's pretty much all I got so far for you guys, and I hope this was informative enough for you all. But if not, like I say, drop those questions in the chat, in the comment section, and I will definitely try to get back to you, respond as soon as I can. And we're gonna just continue to grow together, and we're gonna uplift each other, be a support system. And yeah, that's all I got so far. So if you haven't already, like this video if you felt like it was informative, or dislike it if you feel like you don't like it, whatever your heart pleases. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. Thank you again for showing up, and yeah, that's all I got. Y'all have a beautiful day. Take care. Time to get me some work done.